Choose the cameras or the girl in the chair. You do not get both.
The house glittered with winter money, but one child sat hidden behind palms, waiting to be treated like family. To understand the threat at the door, we have to go back. It was Delphine's birthday gala, a charity spectacle built to polish the Hartman name, while Briar was placed where donors would notice glitter, not grief.
Keep Briar out of the mirror line. The donors are arriving.
Freya had spent 5 silent years inside this mansion, learning every cruel rhythm, every locked hallway, every moment the child was made to disappear.
The younger child is resting. Tonight is for stronger headlines.
Briar still believed small kindnesses could happen. One glimpse of cake, one song, 1 minute in the open felt like a birthday gift never addressed properly.
Can I see the cake before everyone cuts it?
Freya broke a house rule with a gentle push of the wheelchair. Sometimes rebellion begins as something almost invisible, and punishment comes the moment hope wakes up.
Put the child back behind the palms. Now.
Cormac saw the danger and still chose peace over protection. That cowardice had already cost one life. He did not yet know it would cost everything else.
Just for tonight, little bird. Please make this easy.
The crystals struck the wall like frozen lightning. Briar folded inward on instinct. Though instinct could not move legs terror had already taught to freeze.
Do not touch that child!
For one breath, the whole room forgot status, wealth, and manners. Everyone saw exactly what power looked like when it lost the luxury of disguise.
You forget what uniform you wear. A uniform is not a muzzle.
Cormac stood there useless while blood touched his daughter's face. That was the lowest truth a parent can meet, the day fear matters more than rescue.
Grandmother, everyone saw that.
Freya wiped the blood with an apron once used to serve guests. The same cloth that polished silver now shielded a child nobody else protected.
Did I ruin the room again?
Briar asked the kind of question only wounded children ask, the kind that reveals how long blame has been sleeping beside the bed.
No, Briar. A room ruined itself.
Aurelia dismissed the guests with practiced elegance, but cruelty leaves a smell behind. Even perfume cannot hide panic once witnesses carry it home.
You are finished here. Leave this house tonight.
The cameras may object to that plan.
The library stopped being a room for prestige and became a courtroom. Old money lined the walls, but evidence had finally found a voice.
Who are you, really?
A woman who is tired of kneeling.
The badge sliding across the desk was not just proof of identity. It was the first crack in the story Aurelia had controlled for decades.
Take money and disappear before this gets uglier.
My papers are false. My fear is real. My name is not.
Lightning flashed outside as recognition passed between predator and witness. Aurelia knew exactly who stood before her, and that knowledge came with consequences.
You know, back then, things were simpler, But the joy we found in those small moments, that's what truly mattered in the end.
Cormac remembered the vanished surgeon from headlines years ago. He also realized the quiet woman in his kitchen had been studying his daughter all along.
Dead whistleblowers do not usually clean silver.
Only the careless bury records in houses full of cameras.
Clip after clip turned private terror into documented fact. Cameras had watched what loyalty refused to name, and recordings are colder than memory.
How long have you been recording this house?
Long enough to know where terror sleeps.
Upstairs, Briar waited with the numb exhaustion of a child who expects adults to rearrange reality and still call it love.
I should have stopped it sooner.
You always say that after.
On the scans, Giselle showed a compressed channel no one had ever explained honestly. Hope was not fantasy. Hope had once been a signed medical option.
Briar was never beyond help.
Say that again.
The treatment plan had been real, detailed, and time-sensitive. Every page proved that Briar's future was not lost by fate, but withheld by choice.
The surgeons gave Briar a real chance 3 years ago.
Who refused it?
I did. Muslim.
Silence thickened after the admission. There are truths so ugly the room itself seems to shrink away from them.
A broken granddaughter raised donations better than a healthy one.
You sold pity with my child.
More documents surfaced, and each page made the same confession in a different language. Suffering had been monetized, curated, and hidden behind charity.
That was not the only choice hidden from Briar.
When Freya laid down the apron, an era ended. Servitude had been camouflage, and courage finally stepped forward using its true name.
My husband was killed after exposing counterfeit oncology drugs.
Why come here?
Because your house looked rich enough to hide me.
The photograph of Junia was proof of the life Giselle had protected in exile. Every sacrifice had been made for one child, and now for another.
My daughter survived because I learned how to vanish.
Outside the library, Briar listened from the hallway and learned that some truths arrived like medicine, late, bitter, and impossible to unknow.
Briar, do not hate me before I finish.
I never got enough truth to hate properly.
Delphine sat on the floor because confession lowers even the most polished people to the level of what they avoided saying.
The crash was not an accident.
Do not say that if it is pity.
I saw Aurelia under Mother Carr the night before.
The hallway went still after Delphine's confession. Briar understood all at once that the crash had never belonged to weather or bad luck.
Mother died because Briar moved seats before the school run.
Aurelia meant to kill Mother.
Yes. And fear made me her little accomplice.
In the library, Giselle set a second phone to record. If this family wanted truth, truth would now be time-stamped, duplicated, and impossible to strangle.
No more hiding. No more family myth.
Then start with Briar. Sign the transfer tonight.
Upstairs, the secret finally broke the oldest wound. Briar cried for the mother lost, for the guilt assigned, and for the apology never given.
Mother died and everybody made me apologize for surviving.
Downstairs, Cormac signed the transfer papers with a shaking hand. It was the first useful signature he had offered his daughter in years.
Whatever it costs, Briar goes.
Then pay for your own ruin.
Aurelia called it ruin. Everyone else could see the opposite. The first honest decision in that family sounded like destruction only to the guilty.
Ruin started here long before tonight.
Before dawn fully arrived, Junia came through rain with a backpack, a flash drive, and the fearless loyalty children carry when adults have failed enough.
I came because silence is getting people killed.
You should not be here. Thank God you came.
On the staircase landing, two girls who should never have met recognized the same exhaustion in each other and answered it with instant trust.
Everything from Poland is on this drive. You came through the rain for people you never met. Mother taught me that rescued children become rescuers.
Junia took Briar's hand without hesitation. That simple grip held more family than all the portraits lining the walls.
No child in this house stands alone again.
Laptop light turned the library into an evidence chamber. Files from Poland met ledgers from Germany, and the border between crimes collapsed.
The invoices lead back to Hartman Philanthropic Labs.
A frightened schoolgirl is not evidence.
Then add my statement and my videos.
Delphine chose the doorway, the phone, and the truth. Betrayal runs deep in some houses, but witness can run deeper.
Nobody protects this lie anymore.
Then walk out with beggars and see how far dignity feeds you.
Phones uploaded, ledgers opened, and secrets moved faster than money for the first time. Dawn was no longer coming quietly.
Patch me through to Federal Crime and the Zurich Spinal Unit.
I know where Grandmother keeps the private ledgers.
Hidden behind a portrait, the ledgers waited like buried bones. Delphine found them because she had always known where the lies were fed.
She hid profits behind the Disability Foundation accounts.
She used sick children as camouflage.
In the hallway, Giselle knelt before Briar and offered something radical. Not pity, not management, but a medical future with odds and names.
Listen to me, Briar. Your body is still listening back.
You really think my legs remember me?
Bodies, remember what love keeps calling home.
Briar laughed through tears because the sentence sounded impossible, and impossible was kinder than the certainty she had been taught.
Then we keep calling until your legs answer.
Then do not stop. Do not stop.
By the time the uploads finished, Aurelia was no longer managing a scandal. She was standing inside a collapsing system of her own design.
By dawn, every lawyer in Europe will bury this.
Dawn is exactly when I ask them to arrive.
Dawn reached the staircase while Cormac buttoned Briar's coat with hands that shook from shame and devotion, finally arriving together.
Briar, I taught you silence. I will spend my life undoing that.
Then start by staying when things look ugly.
The mansion that had hidden Briar now watched her leave through its front doors, surrounded by people carrying truth instead of silver trays.
When the cars arrive, keep looking at people who love you.
I am looking now. I am looking now.
Blue lights painted the foyer while old power tried one last command. Some tyrants only recognize reality when uniforms stop obeying them.
Choose the cameras or the girl in the chair. You do not get both.
You do not bargain with Briar anymore.
Delphine and Junia kept sending copies into the world. Evidence moved farther than threat, and distance began to feel like safety.
I filmed the assault, the ledgers, and the confession. Copies already left Germany.
Left alone in the flashing foyer, Aurelia discovered the loneliest kind of defeat: authority with no believers.
Medical transport arrives in 40 minutes.
Am I really leaving this house?
Yes, Briar. And this chair is not your sentence.
Briar packed little because children trained by deprivation never expect much room. Still, the small canvas bag held everything that mattered: warmth, drawings, and a chance.
This house ends today.
Then do not pack any fear with us.
Rain hit the stone steps as the van doors opened. No violins, no donors, no speeches. Just rescue at last, in plain morning weather.
I will testify first.
Then tell truth ugly. Do not make truth pretty.
Inside the van, the mansion blurred behind rain-streaked glass. Escape never looks glamorous. It looks like straps, wet coats, and breathing through panic.
First rule of escape: never look back too long.
I am scared that hope will be cruel again.
Hope is allowed to shake.
Highway lights slid across their faces while the van carried them towards surgery, testimony, and a life none of them fully trusted yet.
Will surgery hurt?
Yes. But pain with purpose feels different.
In a second vehicle, Cormac and Delphine traded luxury for paperwork. It was not redemption, but it was the first language redemption understands.
You do not need perfect to be good, Delphine.
Good is gonna need practice.
The clinic felt almost unreal after the Hartman estate. Clean light, clean walls, no whispers, no stage compassion, only work.
If I wake the same, will everybody leave slower?
No. This time, truth stays, even if pain does.
Pre-op stripped everything to essentials. A child, a scarred spine, a surgeon, and the dangerous tenderness of hope before anesthesia.
Empires do not fall because servants become loud.
In the waiting room, every minute stretched. Grief, guilt, and love sat together for once, and none of them knew how long the door would stay closed.
Waiting feels louder than sirens. Maybe waiting is what truth sounds like before it lands.
Alone in the scrub room, Giselle let fear visit for one breath only. Then skill took back the room.
Take the money, the houses, anything. Just leave that child her future.
Future already heard that bargain and kept driving.
Under the surgical lights, Briar looked small, but the history gathered over her bed was enormous. A dead mother, a hidden choice, and a second chance.
If I fall asleep scared, wake me brave.
I will wake you honest, alive, and fighting, and fighting.
Something changed behind the doors, and the waiting room felt it before words arrived. Everyone stood at once, as if hope had pulled a wire through them.
Briar, move one toe for me.
I felt that. I felt that.
When Briar felt movement, the room broke open. This was not full victory. It was smaller and somehow more sacred. Undeniable beginning.
Look at you. Look at you. Look at you.
My legs hurt me.
Tears, laughter, shock, and gratitude crowded the same bright room. After years of managed appearances, no one tried to look composed.
That is enough for today. That is everything for today.
Behind prison glass, Aurelia still spoke the language of sacrifice, but the only thing dying there was the myth that cruelty is discipline.
Family survives by sacrificing weaker branches.
Briar was never a branch. Briar was the root.
Rehab began where miracles always begin. Repetition, pain, sweat, and a child deciding that trembling is not the same as failing.
One breath. One shift. That is how revolutions walk. Then count this one.
The first step was tiny, ugly, and glorious. No charity gala could have staged anything half as beautiful as that unsteady forward motion.
That step belongs to you. Nobody can buy it back.
At cafeteria tables and borrowed desks, the rest of the family learned that repair is paperwork, patience, and choosing service over image every day.
If the family name survives, the name has to earn survival.
Then let service be the only inheritance left.
In the garden, Briar stood on crutches under open sky. Her body shook, but the fear that once ruled it no longer held the center.
Count this one too.
A modest clinic plaque replaced the false grandeur of hidden estates. Visibility became a gift shared outward, not hoarded upward.
This door looks better than hiding.
Then let every hidden woman find one like it.
At the new foundation gathering, Briar stood before a room built not on pity, but on repaired truth and useful love.
Heroes sometimes wear aprons before anyone notices the wings.
And daughters can learn late without learning too late.
Far away, Aurelia sat without audience, money, or loyal silence. Some endings are not dramatic. Some are simply empty.
Prophet without mercy built a prison. Service built this door.
By the lake, the rebuilt family walked without pretending the past had not happened. Healing did not erase anything. It taught them how to carry it.
The world sounds different from standing up.
The first community hall opened with scholarship forms, legal aid, retraining, and medical help. What was stolen from one child became protection for many.
Everyone deserves a fair chance, equal protection, and the opportunity to heal.
And children remember who opened those doors.
Sunlight filled the room where laughter replaced fear. The house of silence was gone. In its place stood work, witness, and a future shared.
The worst room in my life became the first door out.
Maybe your life also has one room where pain learned your name first. The truth is this: the same place can become a door when truth is finally welcomed. Who in your life stood between you and harm when staying quiet would have been safer? And have you ever told that person what that protection meant? First, mercy is strongest when it steps between violence and the vulnerable. Second, truth told late can still save lives. Third, small brave acts can reroute an entire future. If this story moved you, carry that courage into your own world. Protect one person who is easy to overlook. Speak when silence only serves power. Honor workers whose care is treated as invisible. Share this story with someone who needs hope with backbone. Stay here for more stories where ordinary people choose extraordinary kindness.